Hello, ladies. I am still basking in the glow of all of your radiance. Last night was amazing, and I love teaching this beautiful, beautiful concept of when a woman surrenders, there's this magic that pours from her, an aura that just radiates out for the world to see. And, what I'm talking about is that when we feel safe enough to just be and be in our body with our true essence, what happens, it starts to bubble up. And there's always an innocence and a softness. Like the caring and loving side of her comes out when she allows herself to surrender into the feelings that are in her body. And I know y'all heard me talk about you must feel to heal. And, I've had a lot of feedback from many of you that reached out and want more information about, that and go a little bit deeper than what we did yesterday. Totally happy to do that. But I thought I'd make this video because I did want to do a check-in. And, what we did last night was fun. People on the beach were wondering, what are these women doing? Have you seen Felicia's pictures? Holy Toledo, amazing. All of you, exquisite. And even for some of you that you felt a little uncomfortable, to be seen in that capacity, I want to say you showed up. And just by showing up, this noggin of yours that is just made here to keep you safe, not happy, in a very primal way, is going, what did she do last night? And I'm imagining, if you actually allow yourself to sink into it, that you're itching for more movement, that there's something in your body that's like, okay, what does this have to do with feminine leadership? So just feel with me right now, when you allow yourself to awaken, this energetic field opens up and pours over us. And it allows you to transmute your pleasure in your life from anything that's happened that might have been painful. Even those days when you don't get the deal, even the days when maybe you had a fight with your partner, maybe the days when you feel like there's not a good man out there, or a good woman out there, that, what about me, right? The what about me stage. There's a way you can move that too. I didn't have time to go into everything that I love to do. I went very high level, and also very deep at the same time, if that makes sense. And if you were there, you understand. And if you're listening to this, you understand this because you're the only person that's getting this video. So I always run things through this sieve of, is this better for the world? And obviously, all of you being there, trusting the space, trusting me, I don't take it lightly, that you leaned into my teachings, and I appreciate it. And so if you believe that women have this innate ability to heal and nurture and deeply connect with this pulse of the collective, then it's super exciting to see what's happening within this group, right? Within the groups that I teach, around the masculine feminine relationships, not just business, but really the relationship with themselves. And then also the partners are calling in, their relationship with their children, or the children that they are calling in, the deal that they're actually going to create, the art they create, how that their bottom line just gets bigger and bigger and bigger with a lot less efforting and with grace and ease. And that's the beauty of the feminine, to be in that flow, right? To be in that flow and know how to actually work it when you feel burned out, understanding that's the masculine energy. And what do you do to soothe yourself? So there's many ways that we can eject, and I do work with attachment styles. I do work with trauma-based healing, and I also do a lot of this simply by tapping in this your inner fire and guiding you towards something greater. And this creates this wave of impact that the planet needs. The world needs what we have. The world needs more of our messiness. My husband and I did a video a year or so ago. It's called He Fell in Love with My Hot Mess. And, hot mess is not what you think it is through my teaching. Hot mess is this open-hearted, a woman who is boundaried, because that's her masculine, and also knows and has agency over her body and knows when to reveal and respond, because that's the feminine, and when to actually step back, right? Obviously, in a business meeting, depending on the business meeting, because last night was a business meeting for me, you're not going to be crawling in the sand, slowing down like that, but maybe you would. Maybe you would allow yourself that every time you see the beach or you have some sand on your desk, that you will remember last night, right? Because that's embodiment too. I don't wear my hair up all the time, but when I do, you probably will see me wearing some type of earrings that are going to actually dangle and hit my neck and just sort of wake me up. I like to wear bangles so I can hear. It's like the Five Senses video, the reel that I did with Tara last week. There's so many ways to become embodied. And I promise you that what I'd love to deepen your practice in is to allow yourself to transmute any pain that you've gone through, as I mentioned before, turn it into pleasure. And not necessarily hedonistic pleasure, although that's okay, no judgment here. But how can you actually find pleasure moment to moment to moment, no matter what's going on around you? Because I promise you, I didn't know it was true. I didn't know that. When I had my intervention with Tony Robbins in 2014, I was this highfalutin achiever. Owned 80 branches of a mortgage company. I was on fire and I was miserable. I really was unhappy. And I didn't even realize it because I didn't slow down enough to let myself feel anything. So I wanted just to touch here and say, because you are a professional group, how I met most of you. And do you believe that when women step into this position of leadership, that we're inherently deciding to heal generations of trauma and unhealthy power dynamics and any unjust systems out there that have historically tried to keep us small? Because let's face it, our sixth center, our feminine intuition, really, and our open heart is what guides the planet if we allow it. We are life givers, whether you've decided to have children or not, right? So I just want you to feel into what I'm saying as you identify yourself as a leader and knowing that you can bring all the things. It could even be your self-doubt and your hesitation or disbelief, unresolved trauma. I'm going to teach you, by just leaning in, how to make art with it. So I have a free Facebook group. It's the Sacred She Society. A lot of you are already in it. You're probably on my value add sequence if you did the quiz, and there's lots of free teachings there as well. So just stay in touch. Follow me on Instagram. If you want to have a deeper experience and you want to talk, and you're going to choose a courageous move to show up for yourself deeper, whether it's with me or someone else, or just for yourself looking in the mirror. But I'd love to, talk to you, and I love to talk to women and go, head to head, do business with women who have decided to face their struggles head on, who understand about self-awareness and are willing to do the inner work. Because it's this bold, 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 bold decision to create this vision for yourself and the world. Are you willing to be a visionary? Are you willing to step into your power? Knowing that your power is not by doing, it's actually by being the woman who, claiming what it is that you desire. And so it does require this sacred contemplation of why. Why am I stepping forward? And it requires you to hold every piece of yourself, not tightly, but actually to let it flow. Because a hot mess is actually allows you to not be perfect. You won't feel the imposter syndrome. You have more self-acceptance. You have more compassion for other people. You're a woman who's devoted to integrating your own being. And you know that what fuels your fire will transform everything that crosses her path. Even if you don't believe that that's you, until now, would you show up as her? How would a woman who knows that, is devoted to her being, and not in a self-focused way, but in a way that's so juicy and with so much reverence for what she's bringing to the world? And I don't necessarily mean your craft. I mean who you are. Because the new paradigm that I'm creating actively is that I am showing women how it is totally okay to feel seen, heard, and understood, and feel valued by other women as well. And that, we all deserve a seat at the table. So can you remember what's truly important? And will you allow yourself to sink in? I'd love to hear from you. I've heard from many of you, and you've shared your experiences, and some of you have, just had some questions for me because you had some breakthroughs. Would love to talk to you about that. Like I said last night, the work, when I first was introduced to this type of work, I didn't know what to feel because I didn't realize I wasn't feeling at all. So if you believe that we can heal these sister wounds and mama wounds, and because money is actually the feminine. And so when you heal these wounds, you'll find when you weave the medicines together, you will see that more opportunities will come because you're in this flow state. I know it firsthand. Also, the neat thing is, it's like pruning because people will that don't jive with you, that don't get you, that don't understand you, whether it's your fees or whether it's just you or your art or whatever it is, they probably won't even come around. It's like you've been dipped in Rain-X and it just sort of flows off of you. So if we can really work on marrying these energetics of the masculine and the feminine, the masculine structure and the feminine vibrancy, and create systems that will help you fully integrate business based on your values that align with who you are and what you desire, because the feminine is about the desire and yearn. That was one of the first archetypes that we worked with, right? And it is magical to know that when we come together that the feminine is our superpower. And then although some people think that it's weakness to rest or to surrender, I'm going to say that there's strength in your softness. There's strength in you taking a nap. And when you choose to equally nourish your feminine and your masculine energies, and you support yourself, and you feel more harmonized while you're doing the things, you're going to find that the people around you will start to. It never fails. And it's really this dream come true for me to introduce this work, even if it's just like I did last night and it just touched you in some way. Or if someone wants to take it and build this type of practice that we just started on, and how could they actually spend some time in some movement as I get to know you, finding out, where is that spot where you haven't been able to let loose. And I don't necessarily mean joy. Joy for some of you last night was really easy. For some of you, yearn was painful to feel. For some of you, you couldn't even get off your mat. But you did, even if it was with your eyes. There's movement here. There's movement with taking down your hair. There's movement in fluttering your eyelashes. There's movement in even looking at your hands in a way. There's movement in the way I have my feet on my sheepskin right now. So it's the icing on the cake to integrate all of this together in a very ceremonial way, because business doesn't have to be boring, business doesn't have to be arduous, and neither does healing. And if you're finding that you're still going like this with some beliefs, perhaps you don't need to go read another book. Perhaps you need to move your body. And movement is not just dance. I've had women, flat on their back with, a troubled pregnancy, and I've taught them how to move in a way that they can still move the emotions through them. It's very beautiful. So you have this innate ability to heal, nurture, and deeply connect. Thank you for choosing last night to connect with me. And I look forward to seeing all of you at a coffee or an event coming up. And, reach out to me. Let's have a conversation. I offer discounts for, the women that I'm involved with. So obviously for this group. And, but we can just have a discussion. That's really what it's about. And it starts there. It really started last night. And I can't tell you how proud and excited I am that there were 35 of you who you just went there. And can I tell you, the towels in my laundry room, there's like this big pile of sand because we brought all the towels back to our house. And I'm loving it. I told my husband, please, don't. He wanted to sweep it up. Please don't sweep it up. I actually like the way the grit feels under my feet. I know it may sound weird. But even tonight, when you hit end on this video, can you make it the most delicious, scrumptious end? Perhaps when you take your glasses off, you do it so slowly in a way that feels pleasurable. When you hit end on your phone, instead of end, throw it in your pocket or your purse, can you hit end and make it really yummy and delicious? Again, what does this have to do with your bottom line in your business? Everything. Everything. I can attest for it. So, I can't wait to talk to you. I can't wait to see you again. I am just imagining all of you and those beautiful smiles on your faces. You know, when I met you, when I came out to first start speaking for the lecture, and then witnessing all of you like a flower just blossoming. So again, thank you. I'm so honored. So honored. So I'll link the Sacred She Society, which is my free Facebook group, in the link to the Vimeo, and you have my text. You can reach out to me, and follow me on Instagram, all the things, and I will see you tomorrow at coffee. Ciao.